Hi guys, it's Cindy and Tiff, your two poly chicks, back today with another special episode. This one is pretty close to my heart. We want to do something in acknowledgement of lymphoma, or cancer awareness. So we have a special guest on today. Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry. Hi, ladies.
Hi. So, who is Terry? Terry is a native New Yorker.
Woo!
She currently
Oh, sorry.
can she get a what? She works as a medical biller currently and a coder. But she also has an event planning business called Envied Events, as well as a t-shirt design company called Brooklyn Boutique. Now, boutique is TEEQU. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
T-shirt.
Exciting event. An exciting thing that she has coming up is her book on skin cancer, and it's titled The 7-Year Itch. I love that title. The 7-Year Itch, My Journey with Cutaneous T-Cell Lymphoma. And she also is a content creator on YouTube, and it's called Cancer Not Contagious. So I thought that book was an awesome name because it's very catchy. We know this thing called The 7-Year Itch.
Yeah,
So
that was
Terry,
that was the reason why I chose it.
yeah, it's a pretty cool title.
Mhm.
I think it's very interesting. And then I like your subtitle, which is your journey with cutaneous lymphoma. And we're going to get into all the things about, people of color, skin cancer, and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But what I wanted to know from you, because we talked behind the scenes, and I know you had a cancer story of 4 years being diagnosed with eczema, and it
Mhm.
turned out that it was actually cancer, skin
Exactly.
cancer. So, what's your cancer story? Tell us your story.
Um, well, I was first diagnosed and officially diagnosed with
Mhm,
cutaneous T-cell lymphoma in July of 2014. So
mhm,
that's why it would be 7 years
mhm.
until,
Seven
now.
year
So
itch. Mhm,
Okay.
um, I was misdiagnosed by a well-known dermatologist, actually three dermatologists misdiagnosed me. So I have been being treated for contact dermatitis,
mhm,
possible eczema,
mhm,
and other skin conditions, but I had no definitive diagnosis of cancer.
mhm.
So 2014 was when I was officially diagnosed, but I had been suffering from it for years. Like I would break out in little rashes and I didn't know what it was.
Mhm,
And a friend of ours, of the family, she gave
mhm,
me some powder. She told me, "Oh, I'm from Barbados. Everybody uses this powder. It's going to get
Mhm.
rid of it." It didn't work. So I have been trying at home remedies,
mhm.
lotions prescribed by the doctor, and nothing would help.
Wow.
So it was until 2014 that I went to NYU and I was diagnosed with cutaneous T cell lymphoma.
Where were you going before NYU?
I went to my primary.
Mhm,
I went
Okay.
to two different primary doctors. And it's so funny because I had an appointment at Brooklyn Hospital with a
mhm.
dermatologist. And I think part of me, I was scared. So I canceled the appointment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
by the time I called back to reschedule, they only have one dermatologist. So
Mhm.
by the time I called back to reschedule, it would have been like 3 months later. And I had been
Wow.
suffering so bad, I couldn't wait. So I went to a local dermatologist. He was supposed to be really good,
Mhm.
downtown Brooklyn. And that was the first one to tell me that it was not cancer.
It was
Mm.
not
So,
cancer.
yes, he
Okay.
did. He did a biopsy and labs and everything, and he was the one that told me it wasn't cancer when it really was. But I think that he just didn't have the knowledge
Okay.
of what was going on. So he told me based on the labs it wasn't in the biopsy,
Mm,
even
wow.
though it was. So that's who referred me to NYU. So from NYU, they have a special team there that studies all different types of cancers.
Mhm,
And the
mhm.
specialist there, based on biopsies and labs, she said that this is skin lymphoma.
Oh,
So
So
that's
what
wow.
did your skin look like though? How did it look?
it's scary because this disease mimics it mimics eczema
Mhm,
Mm.
and it mimics kind of like ringworm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's circular like ringworm. So you could kind of think maybe it's ringworm,
Mhm.
but it kind of looks like eczema. That's why they didn't know what it was, because it looked like it could have been a number of things. So
Oh.
basically, they were just doing process of elimination.
Wow.
And they also told me possibly psoriasis.
Mm.
So they didn't know. I didn't know. I was coming to them for help and they didn't know because
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
so rare.
Wow. One of the things I noticed, you said you went to NYU, which is, it stands for New York University for you guys that may not be familiar with that. But at New
Yeah,
York University is also like a teaching hospital where they come up with a lot of
exactly.
innovative
Mhm.
medical solutions. So
Mhm.
it's
Yes,
sometimes good to go to those practice hospitals because you get like the cutting edge
Yeah.
treatment and they
exactly.
know more because these people that are just getting out of school and learning about the newer things that
Exactly.
are happening. So that's pretty good. I wanted to talk to you about the myth of melanin. For
Hmm.
some reason, we have, you're a Black woman, so we have
Mhm.
the myth of melanin that Black people cannot get skin cancer, similar to how they say men can't get breast cancer when
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the myth, because I've had a friend, well, not had a friend, I have a friend who basically is
Mhm.
like, oh, you don't need, Black people don't get skin cancer. We don't need
Mhm.
sunscreen and all of that other stuff. And I'm like, what? What? It
Not
just seemed
true.
so asinine to have that being said. So what do you say about that? The myth of melanin and being Black prevents you from getting any type
Mhm.
of cancer. What do
Mhm.
you say
If
to
you
that?
have skin, you can get skin cancer. It
Wow.
doesn't
Well,
discriminate. So
So
if you
this,
have
I
skin,
have
this,
skin
yes.
all
skin.
over our body.
Skin,
Yes,
skin.
skin,
You
which is
know what?
the largest cell in the body is your skin.
And
So organ, I
you
mean.
brought up what I was gonna say. That would we'll talk about that later.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's a big myth, and I try to educate people. That's why I'm glad you ladies asked me on, because it's all about education. I
Mhm.
think in our community we think that, ooh, we melanated, melanin, it protects us from everything, but it
Mhm.
doesn't.
Mhm.
We are less susceptible to skin cancer, but there are cases, lots of
Yeah.
cases, Black
Yeah.
people with skin cancer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've heard, people say you don't need sunscreen, but you do. You
Mhm.
need sunscreen. I actually had a coworker, and this was around the time when I was battling the skin cancer, but I didn't have a diagnosis of cancer, but I was
Mhm.
battling. And she went to Six Flags. She wore no sunscreen. She was out in the sun all day long. And she came back severely burned. And I told her, I said, that's not good. She was like,
Mhm.
oh, no, Black people don't need sunscreen.
Mhm. Mhm.
I said, you're the prime example of that misinformation. You're
Yeah.
burned from head to toe.
Yeah.
So she had like, I don't know if it was first degree burns, but it took her a long time to get her skin to come back. And I
Wow.
said, this is the myth. We gotta stop putting that out there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
more and more
Yes,
people are gonna be at risk.
And it's fun.
definitely.
It's
And
funny you say that because I remember when I think I went to California and I didn't wear any sunscreen. I was with a person that was Caucasian. She wore sunscreen. My skin was burnt, but it also took forever to come back
Yes,
color.
yes,
I had the
yes.
broad stripe lines for like a year. I'm serious,
What
like a
happened to my
year.
coworker?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
I
I've gotten
never
skin.
thought I
I,
never thought she would heal. It was she came to school, she came to work, she would be peeling. She just looked
yeah,
a mess. And I said,
Burns.
I bet you'll wear sunscreen now.
Yeah.
yeah.
She was like, no.
What you said, Tiff?
I was saying I had gotten sunburn. I was in Panama and gotten sunburn, and that was before I started wearing sunscreen. My husband has had a severe case of getting sunburn, and after those incidents, well, I had started
Mm-hmm.
wearing sunscreen before he
Mm-hmm.
had, and I
Mm-hmm.
was telling him, just like you're saying, Terry,
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, you need to put on sunscreen. You need to put on sunscreen because you learn from those incidents, and the
Yep.
peeling
Exactly.
part is the worst part to me. It's
Yeah.
like when your
Yeah.
skin
Exactly.
is like dry and peely and it just
Mm-hmm.
feels so nasty.
She
But
looked like a
it's,
lizard.
yeah,
She looked like a
it's
lizard.
a testament that if I've had it and you've had
Mm-hmm.
it and she's
Mm-hmm.
had it, then Black people can get skin
Exactly.
sunburn, and that means the sun is affecting our skin. So we need that
Yes.
Yeah.
level of
Yeah.
protection too.
Yeah.
So
But Terry, I was thinking about your treatment, right?
Mhm.
Do you feel like you got those misdiagnoses. You think it had any connection to maybe you being female, African American? Maybe, I'm assuming you're not rich. Do you think that disparate treatment came into it? Did you experience that in any part of your treatment and your journey?
I think so. I had one Black doctor, one Caucasian doctor, and then one African doctor. So the Caucasian doctor, no, the African American doctor or Black doctor,
Yeah.
he was the one that misdiagnosed me as having dermatitis and possibly psoriasis. And I just think that in our community, anytime you see a rash, that's your go-to as a Black person. You don't think skin cancer. So I think even though he was the medical professional, I think part of him reverted back to his Blackness and was like, I don't know what this is, so let me just, process of elimination, possibly dermatitis, psoriasis. I mean, she's Black. What else could it be? I'm assuming that that's how he felt. And the Caucasian one, I think just not knowing about the disease. And then, like you said, me being Black, probably like, I don't know, maybe kind of like shoved me off a little bit on your way. And that was actually the one that sent me to NYU. So I think I do thank him. I do thank him because him doing that was a blessing. But instead of him telling me what it was not, he just should have said, I don't know. Go to NYU. So I told him that I didn't feel comfortable with his, he didn't give me a solid answer, and I asked him if he could help me. So that was when he sent me to NYU. But I just think it's just not knowing. So
So there's no other symptoms, right? There's nothing. Just you have something on your skin, and that's it.
Yeah, if I could think of anything, it's just always been itchy rashes. But you know what? What made me know that it was abnormal is because I was breaking out everywhere. When I first started having the issue, it was only like on my arms, like my upper arm. I think you remember I had a rash, and you were asking me what it is, and I was
like, it's not supposed to keep coming back. It's not supposed to keep coming back.
Coming back. It would be like every 2 years. I would use a cream, it would go away. Every 2 years, it would just keep coming back. So that was the only abnormal thing. But as far as like, oh, I felt sick, I was in pain at that time. No, I wasn't.
No, what I was gonna say?
Like pre-existing condition.
Yeah, nothing, right?
That kind of like
nothing
led to the symptoms or made you realize that or feel like something was coming about.
Right.
Is it just appears and that's wow.
That's the scary thing.
That's very, I'm thinking about that now. Yeah, that just hit me. It's like you see something on your skin and you're like, because I remember teaching with my science. I'm sure she's gonna watch. I'm gonna send it to her. She always asks me about you.
Hi.
Hi, you know who you are. I'm not gonna say your name, not like that. But we were in class and the kids, we were talking about, skin cancer is one of those things, because it's the biggest organ on your body. And some of the kids were saying things like Black people don't get it, blah, 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 and this and that. She was like, that's absolutely not the case. And I just remembered, and it stuck with me. And at that time you were going through it. So I was like, that's absolutely not the case.
Yeah.
But you have no family history, no pre-existing anything. And I was wondering also about the products that you use. Did you ever connect it and think it was products that you used that did something to your skin? I was wondering about your products.
Everything. After going to about 3 doctors and them all at least saying dermatitis and connecting it to detergent, I started using, Tide Free and Clear, like a really gentle detergent with no fragrances, no dye. I wasn't using perfume. They told me maybe jewelry is irritating. I stopped wearing jewelry. I did everything they asked me to do. That's what made me believe, like, in my heart, I knew this is this is not normal. I never thought cancer, but I knew it's deeper than what they're saying.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm glad that you continued to find the assistance until you got the answer. I know there's a famous case of Serena Williams, the tennis player. She almost died after childbirth because she was seeing that something was wrong, and it wound up that she had some type of blood clot running through her leg, and if they didn't catch it, it could have gone to her heart or her lungs, and she could have died. But she insisted, and this is someone that's rich and has money, has the best doctors, and she had to insist that, hey, something's not right with my body. You guys have to check me. Something's not right. So we are our best advocates. If it's something you feel is not wrong, not right with your body, like you said, Terri, you just continue to find that person that's going to help you and keep telling them, hey, something is not right. This is my body. I've had it all my life. Something's not right. And continue until you find the help or the person that can diagnose you the right way and get the assistance that will heal you. So that's such
a scary story. I remember the teacher told me, she said, the thing with skin cancer is that eventually, it could be yours is cutaneous, it's on top of the skin, right? But there's a way that it could penetrate under the skin. Yeah.
It's really a blood cancer. That's what lymphoma is a blood cancer.
Yeah.
But the cancerous cells basically migrate through the cell, the dermis. So that's why it's in the grouping of skin cancer, even though it's really not. It affects the skin. So that's why it's still considered skin cancer, but it is a blood cancer.
And you had to get CAT scans and stuff to make sure it wasn't on your brain. And so I want you to talk a little bit about that part.
Wow.
So after I finally get to NYU, and this is the thing, what should have let me know that the dermatologist, unfortunately, wasn't as skilled as I thought he was. He never did a full body exam. And with skin cancer, I don't just have skin in the one area that's being affected. I have a whole body. I was supposed to take off all of my clothes so you can look at my whole body and see what's really going on. Because I only told him of 2 areas that were really like aggravated. They were really like raised and red and giving me the most problems. But a real dermatologist will do a full body exam. So when I got to NYU, although this doctor was not a specialist in this disease, she was a board certified dermatologist that did her job. I took all my clothes off. She did a full body exam, and she took biopsies of different areas, because that's how you determine what something is. You can't just go by one spot.
One spot.
You gotta go in different spots. So she did the biopsy. And like I said, she wasn't the specialist, so she spoke to her colleague, and that was who determined that this is the skin cancer.
Yeah, because you were covered.
I was covered at that point. The only place that didn't affect, thank God, is my face. Because I probably wouldn't have wanted to go outside. It didn't affect my face, but pretty much.
Yeah, you would wear long sleeves, you would wear long pants. You would wear.
My gosh. And that's the craziest part. When you go to a dermatologist, the first time I went to a dermatologist, you're thinking face. You're thinking they're just going to look at my face and tell me what type of products I should and shouldn't use. And when the lady said to get fully undressed, I was like, what?
You're supposed to.
I was really shocked. I was like, wait, what? Undressed. And like
she did her job.
Right, they're looking at your full body. She actually looked inside my
scalp.
And now when I go to the dermatologist every year, I'm used to it, to where I know how to have my hair a certain way so that they can see. But it was a little unusual because you're thinking just face and face or whatever, but the whole body needs to be looked at. So guys, if you're going to the dermatologist, be prepared to take off your clothes, to have,
you're supposed to
to have them look
or
at
ask,
your body.
or you
no
ask
dirty
them.
underwear. No.
Yeah. Now don't go to the podiatrist and take off your clothes, but take off your clothes at the dermatologist. And I remember when I went to, it was the exact opposite. Wow. He looked at, I had little patches on my skin, like Terri said, rashes on my skin. And it would just every now and then pop up and itch. So I went to the dermatologist. He looked at, I waited longer than he saw me. I waited an hour. He saw me for 3 minutes. Wow. He saw me for 3 minutes. He said, I saw him where it was. He looked at it. Yeah. He said, shorter, he said shorter, warmer showers, and walked
Yes.
away.
Oh, yeah, I was told that too. Oh, maybe the water's too
Hard
hot.
water.
Maybe you
Yeah.
have hard water. They
Yep.
just don't
Wow.
know.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
wanted to quickly go back to make sure I answer your question about the testing. So
Mhm.
how they found out to make sure that it wasn't spread to other areas is I had to do a PET. I did so many different tests. I had to
Mhm.
do PET scan, CAT scan, every type of scan you could think of because they need to see what's being affected.
Right. If it's on your
So
brain or your organs, right?
yes,
Yeah.
so I did every test you could think of, and they do it multiple times. So every new hospital you go to, I went to two different hospitals. I went to NYU,
Mhm.
and we'll get to the reason later on as to why I had to switch over. But
Mhm.
every new hospital, they do their own set of testings. I did every test you could think of. They tested me for leukemia, lupus, everything because they had to rule it all out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow, that is it's just so amazing, and not in a like wow way. Like I say, when
Mhm.
I use the word amazing, it's
Yeah.
just amazing that
Shocking.
you
Uh-huh.
can go right. You can go through something like this, and when
Mhm.
you say on top of the skin versus under the skin, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I wonder how they would find it under the skin, because I'm guessing that it would be less detectable, because if it's growing under the skin, it's not really out where you can see it. Am I right in thinking that, or no?
Well,
Like,
the technology is amazing.
okay.
Mhm.
So all those tests, the PET scans, the CAT scans, those machines know how far they should go into your
Oh,
body.
Yeah.
So it will detect it if it's there. It will
okay.
Yeah.
because the technology is so good, the machines and everything, you have to think of other types of cancers that
Mhm.
Okay.
they need to see deep beyond the skin what's going on. So the
Right.
technology is really good. 9 times out of 10, if it's affecting it, they're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Nice. I like
So
that. So the key is definitely go to start seeing a dermatologist once a year, even if
Yes.
you're not
they,
already
that's
doing that. I
important.
mean, yeah, I have when you have health insurance, even if you don't, I mean, if you have any type of resources to get to the doctor,
Mhm.
go and use that insurance that you
So
have to go see the
Yeah.
specialist that you
yes,
can
And
see.
get a second opinion. And if you feel you being
Mhm.
dismissed, because I should have really insisted that doctor in the upper west side of Manhattan. So you know who I'm talking about. You
yes,
know, they didn't
yes.
care, Dr. So and so. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a girl, black girl coming in here. I had great health insurance. I came in, I saw you
Hmm.
3 minutes. I should have said,
Yeah.
come back here, come back here. Now I
Yeah.
went again and I told him, I need you to, after what happened with Terry, I said, I need you to biopsy this. You know,
Okay.
I told him biopsy it, just to biopsy it, because I need to make sure.
The crazy thing we like to teach here. So the crazy thing is, if you don't know, you don't know. So I
Right.
wouldn't have known
Exactly.
that I would have had to take off all my clothes to see a
Yeah.
dermatologist.
Yeah,
I'm
you
thinking she's
wouldn't
gonna
know
tell
that.
me, right,
Yeah.
the face,
I
and that's
didn't
it.
know the first time.
No, I had
I
Mhm.
no
didn't
idea. I
because
was
you're
like,
going based off of a
Yep.
person that has done all these years of school. And
mhm,
the doctor that I went to, see, because I work in the medical field, I researched to see
yeah,
what
okay,
school they went to, with what
Yep.
set of people they deal with. I
Yep.
do all of that. So
oh,
I'm trusting him to know that
Yeah.
if he's a dermatologist, he knows what to do. I shouldn't tell you what to do. I should know what I'm doing.
That's
So,
funny. Yeah.
like, how do you do your job? Let me.
Yeah. No, when I
hello,
had
yeah.
surgery, I did that. I looked up the doctor and I looked up the procedure I was having and I looked up how many have he done, how many were
Yes.
successful.
Yep.
That's what Google is for. Google
And
the
Man,
crap out of them.
you
now
know
I
when
know.
people do that when it comes to cosmetic surgery, but not to your primary or say
Hmm.
for instance dermatologist.
Yeah.
We'll research a procedure. If somebody, I hear all about, oh, if you're getting breast implants, butt injections, research your
Mhm,
doctor. No, if I'm
Yeah.
going to a GYN, I need to research her too.
yep,
Yep.
If
yep,
I'm going
any
to a
doctor,
dermatologist, I need to research the
Yep.
dermatologist.
Yep.
We
any
got to
type of
take
doctor.
that serious.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
got to take that serious.
For sure. Now, I do have a question about the resources and support. I mean, I can imagine that this journey was very emotional and very, you know, I'm sure it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talk to us about some of the resources or support groups or things that you've come across to help you through the journey. Like, was there specific groups or like informative sessions that you were able to attend to learn more, or to have those that have gone through the journey with you, or
Mhm,
what
mhm.
type of resources have you had? I always mess up my word.
Oh,
Resources,
I can't get through
resources,
an episode.
resources,
Resources.
it's
resources.
okay, Tiff. I understood your language.
Thank you.
I well, I'm a patient at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, which is one of the top hospitals in the USA, and all they do is practice cancer. That's all they do. They don't do anything else.
Mm,
So because I have that connection, I was able to get connected to my team of great team of doctors. They referred me and gave me a couple of research resources, but I actually went on my own and I read, whatever information I could get online. I went
mhm,
online, and I want to say most cancer organizations, they give you resources, and within that company or that organization, they have different cancer types,
mhm.
and you basically just go on and you can get it yourself. It doesn't have to come from your doctor. So part of it I did get from the hospital, and then some of it just by doing research on my own, because
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about it and I was scared. So I was like, I need somebody to help me, you
Yeah.
know.
And I
So
think,
Wow.
yeah, I was going
cancer
to say, I think
care.
having someone that has gone through the journey or gone through what you're going through
Mhm.
as support, because sometimes your family, they can be there for you, but they
Yeah,
wouldn't understand the exact
Yeah.
thing that you're going through. So that's why I
Yeah.
feel like support
yeah.
groups are also helpful too.
And I
Just
Yeah.
didn't want to
they
feel like
know.
I didn't want to feel like I was burdening them or bringing them down, even though they're
Yeah.
there to support me. I didn't want them to feel like it's a tough thing to deal with. So I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to go to an outside source and kind of
Mhm.
talk to them,
Mhm.
because it's like, first of all, it's a lot for the individual, the patient to go through, but then the family, it's like
Mhm.
it was a shock, and it's very emotional and it's
Mhm.
very stressful. So I tried as much as I could to seek other people or resources on my own, because I absolutely have my family, but
Yeah.
I wanted to do, other things. So I joined a support group, and it's
Mhm.
a bunch of different people, different countries, different nationalities,
Wow.
mainly Caucasian,
Uh-huh.
but
Mhm.
it's just a place, a safe place where you can share information without being embarrassed, and you get really good information on
Nice.
there.
Wow.
I like that. I like
So
Yeah.
what I wanted to know is what's going on now. Like I'm sure you had that initial from eczema to cancer is a leap, right?
yeah.
Isn't it?
To emotional and physical and chemo. I'm sure the chemo and all that stuff that you had to go through. But what's going on in your body now? And like, what are you doing? And give us the updates on your life and your channel, things like that, what you're doing.
Updates for now, because of COVID, the restrictions with the hospital, like you have to be in a very, I want to say, a more serious state of your treatment and,
Mm-hmm.
and cancer. So they try to limit the amount of people that they have coming to the hospital. And I understand, because they have very, very sick patients there.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to protect them. So right now, I actually have not been to the doctor. I'm pretty much maintaining things on my own. I do have an area that is starting to get a little irritated. So I do have to go have it checked out. But right now, it's not getting worse. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much what they taught me. As long as it's not getting worse, you're in a better state than you were before. So I'm maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had, from what I see, it's just the one area that was there before, but I had radiation to that spot. But they did tell me, it's a difficult spot to treat, so it might take a little bit more work.
Okay.
So right now I'm just maintaining that one spot, but I don't have any other breakouts, any
So
other
you're not
areas.
covered, you're not covered
No.
anymore. And
Okay.
so
If
you're
you saw
considered
my
in
channel, I'm a
Mhm.
little ashy, But if you go on my channel and you see me moving around, my arms are covered.
Oh, wow.
So thank God I'm not, and this is a war wound from when they did a biopsy. See, a
Oh
proper
yeah.
doctor, even
Wow.
though they leave a mark, they are
Hmm.
supposed to biopsy different areas. So I have a couple of war scars,
And those
but
biopsies, I remember they were painful.
very
And just
painful, very painful.
Mm.
So I'm maintaining right now. My channel, I'm going to be posting a lot more soon because I do have people asking me how I'm doing.
hmm
And I don't want them to think, God forbid I die, because you hear cancer and it's like, oh my God, you don't hear from us,
Yeah.
you must be
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to really getting back on my channel and just
hmm
informing people and letting people know, even if it's not cancer, it could be something else that affects your appearance because your
Yeah,
skin is the first thing people see. And
Yep.
when your skin is not right, your mind is not right. It affects
yeah,
your mental status. So
yeah.
I want to get back on there and do that. Just encourage people. So looking forward to uploading new videos
Yeah,
soon.
I remember one of your videos. You had a great one. You shaved your head right on camera. I thought that was pretty brave.
I
Wow.
had no choice.
It was like
My
you had
hair.
like a flap that was just like, you know how they make fun of a toupee tip? It's like it
Yeah.
comes right off. That's what her hair look. It just like came
Oh,
right
wow.
off.
Oh my goodness.
Literally. You
Well,
know
I
what
mean,
happened? And it was so crazy because when I did that video, it was like a few days before my birthday. And my friends were planning something for me. I don't know what they were planning, but they told me they were planning to do something for me. So obviously, I got to go looking good.
Hmm.
And I remember sitting on the couch and I was talking to my sister. My hair, I don't know what I did, but I probably just, you scratch your hair, whatever.
yeah.
My hair literally came off in my hand. And I just started shaking. I was like, what is going on? What
Wow.
had happened was that was probably, I started radiation, my first round in April. So my birthday's in May. So it took a little while for the radiation to start. The side effects, because my doctor, my radiation oncologist, he told me, it's going to take a little while for some of the effects
Wow.
of you losing your hair to happen. I'm not thinking that. I'm still rocking my crochet braids. I I was sitting on the couch. My hair,
Wow.
I scratched it or I did something. My hair literally fell out in my hand.
Oh,
So at
wow.
that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna allow my hair to just start falling out. That'll be
Yeah.
more devastating. I'm gonna take control. And I just started shaving it. And that was the first time I made a video. I was so scared that I
Man,
was like, I have to show this moment because it's powerful. Because I
yeah.
think a lot of the times people allow their hair to just fall out. And I said, that's not good. That to me is more devastating.
Hmm.
So I took control and I just shaved my hair. So
She
that was why
deserves
I
it.
was forced to shave it.
Wow. And but like Cindy said, it's a brave step. It's taking
That's
control
brave.
of your destiny. And
Mhm.
the good thing is bald heads are in and you have a pretty face. So
Yep.
Thank
hey, you can
you.
rock
Yes.
Yeah.
anything. Like,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Grace Jones.
but one of
Forget
the
about her.
one of the
People talk
questions
about Amber Rose, but Grace Jones was
exactly.
the
She was the
one.
original. She was the
Yeah.
Yeah.
original, right?
Grace Jones was doing bald heads before we even knew Amber Rose. So
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
strong bone
yeah.
features and everything. Like I said, if you have a pretty face, even if you
Yeah.
don't
Thank
have a
you.
pretty face, I mean,
You can
it's
make it
going
work. You can make it
right.
work.
Thank
You can
you.
you can rock it. And I'm
And my
sure
mother also encouraged me too because she has short hair. So she
she's
was
Hmm.
like,
always ever
do
since
it.
I've known
She always
Short
had short
hair.
hair.
Short
I,
hair.
she's had short
Yeah.
hair.
Short
So hey,
hair. You had
but
gotten really dark, I remember, you still looked to me beautiful. It was just you were
Thank
dark,
you.
but you look beautiful. But this chemotherapy does make you dark.
wow.
Chemo, and what made me dark, because the chemo that I was on, they have so many different types of chemo that you can do to attack cancer. But the one that
Okay.
I was on specifically targeted the cancer cells. So that actually did not attack the healthy cells, which would have made my hair fall out. So I was on a targeted therapy. It was
Hmm.
chemo, but it's considered a targeted therapy. It's only
Wow.
targeting the cancer cells. So
Wow.
actually, it wasn't until I had radiation that's what stripped me. strip me of my glory.
Hey, like I said, that face is still beautiful. And we
Yeah.
have all sorts of hair products and hair aids to help. I mean,
Mhm.
this is not my original hair. You
That's
know,
not.
it may look like it, but
That's
it's not.
not. That's not. Why you
It's
working,
yours.
girl? You working,
You
girl?
bought it, it's yours. You
Oh
bought it.
man.
It's how they say you bought it, it's yours.
You bought
Yes. It came in a box and I'm with it.
Listen,
But
you
one of the
know,
questions we asked, we really love having informative guests, and you were very informative with this
Mhm.
episode.
thank
One of the
you.
questions we ask all of our guests, or most of our guests, is about the magic wand. So if you had a magic wand
Oh, I gotta get mine.
and
Go
you
ahead, keep talking. I gotta go get mine.
do anything that you wanted to do with it, and you can go anywhere or change anything, what would you do with your wand, and how would you use it? Let's just say that. How would you use the
Hmm,
wand?
I could use some money right now. So, but no, if I had to be selfless,
You can do anything you want with it. So it doesn't, I would probably be selfish with mine. I'll say that.
do I
Just
get, do I
full
get,
disclaimer.
do I get one, what is it? One bop and then another bop, or just
Oh, now she
one?
being greedy.
I know you get one magic wand wish. That's it.
All
She said,
right.
"That's it. That's it."
All right. I would probably, what is it? What does a wand do? It not wipes it away, but what does it do? Yeah, like what
Oh,
I would
almost
do
like a
that.
disappearing, like
uh,
how boop.
yes, disappear.
Okay.
I
Aw,
would make ignorance disappear.
good
Mm.
Because
luck.
I
Here you
think
go. Here. That's a good one. Here, take it. Good luck.
That's
I
an
would
interesting choice though. Why
yeah,
is that?
because I think ignorance is the source of hate. It's the source of a lot of
It's
things.
the source
And
of everything. Ugh.
hate is the opposite of love. I think if we love more, obviously things would be a lot better, would be a lot different. Love covers all. But I think ignorance is what causes us a
Yeah.
lot of the
Yeah.
different things. Ignorance causes violence.
Yeah,
Ignorance causes
Wow.
self-hate and these different things. I just think not knowing who we are.
I like that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I
Ignorance,
love your
ignorance is
answer.
Yeah,
not
so you can
ignorance is
definitely
not
have the
knowing who
wand.
we are.
You can have
Yeah,
it.
you
It's
yeah.
yours.
Yeah, I would eradicate ignorance.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a great one, man. I know we say that to a lot of guests, but I actually feel like your answer is really, really appropriate.
Yes.
I would
Ignorance, when I'm
eradicate
thinking about it,
ignorance.
it's like, what doesn't ignorance, if you knew better, they say you know better, you
Exactly.
do better.
That's
Hmm.
my
Ignorance is
point.
the culprit for a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's my
Ignorance.
point. I
Yeah.
think ignorance is the foundation of a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think if we cut off ignorance, you you'll have a better world.
Nice. I like that.
Nice.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Wow, this was awesome. Thank you,
Did
Terry
I
Shaw,
did I
Envy
answer
Events.
everything?
You answered all the questions, and people will
I
ask
hope
them in
you
the
did.
comments. I'm sure people will have questions in the comments they can answer, and then
Yep.
we'll give them your contact, your channels, Cancer Not Contagious, right?
Mhm.
That's
That's
my
your YouTube,
YouTube.
right? And then you can be contacted,
On
Envy
Instagram,
Events.
yeah. I don't have a cancer not contagious on Instagram or any other platform, but I have
Mhm.
like business, my Envy events and my Brooklyn boutique. That's on Instagram.
Now spell the
But
boutique part. Spell that Brooklyn Boutique.
B for boy, O for
Mm.
Oscar, U for under, T for Tom, E for Elizabeth, E for Elizabeth, Q for Queen, U for under, E for Elizabeth. Boutique.
Okay, boutique.
It's a
So
play. It's a play on tees for t-shirts.
right,
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
yeah.
yeah,
I like that. And I mean, it's going to be in the description too. So if
yes.
you guys are looking for it, look down at the description box and it'll give you all the links to Terry's information too.
Wow.
Thanks
I
guys
do
for
have a
watching.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
I
Thanks.
do
So
have
if
Wait, she was gonna say something.
no, go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
do have
Terry.
something to say. I want to thank you ladies for inviting me on.
Mhm.
This was it's always healing to talk about your journey or your battles. It's healing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I hope this is a positive thing that someone
Yeah.
gets the help that they need. And that's it.
Thank you.
Um,
Oh, and green is the color, right? Green.
Yes, green
Green.
is, well, this is not really the shade, but I wanted to wear
I have,
something green. Lime,
I
She's
have
lime,
looking.
this
lime
shirt
green.
somewhere.
She's looking for green in there.
Look, right here.
Hey, she doesn't have on green.
I have it right here. It's right here. This is
Yeah.
green.
That's
Oh,
probably closer. That's probably closer to the color, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So thank you, Tiff, for coming on, and I'll let Tiff sign us out because I always forget to say
Yes.
whatever.
So guys, don't forget to follow us on Two Poly Chicks Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and on Poly Chicks on YouTube. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like the video, thumbs down, and let us know why. Give us
Yeah.
a comment,
She said
subscribe,
no.
like, subscribe, like, and just, keep following us on this journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.